Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm Viking Actual, and if you already can tell, I'm not excited to make this video, and the reason being is I'm not having fun with this game. The game is not bad, okay? I don't think it's bad, and I don't think it's finished either, which is the big problem here. So I'm just gonna talk to you guys really quick about my experience, and then I'm gonna share some, juicy tweets that I saw on Twitter that maybe would represent how the community feels. And I promise this is just from random people that I do not know or I have not talked to in the past. It's just things I see on Twitter, right? But first, let's talk about my experience. So the big issue with this game, and I honestly thought it would be the specialists, but I was incorrect. The biggest issue with this game is the maps. The maps feel very big, very open, and very empty. It is weird because I played Portal mode and I played Battlefield 3, I believe it was, on Caspian Border and another map which I can't remember the name of, but those maps were a lot better than the maps that we have currently on Battlefield 2042. So that is kind of crazy, right? Because the old maps are a lot better. There's a lot more action going on. Something about these maps just doesn't feel quite right to me. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't. I personally do not like them whatsoever. Then you move on to these specialists. I really don't have a ton of issues with these. I don't really use their special bonuses thing. The one that I have been mainly using is the female, the one that has the 3 grenades. That's the one that I have been using. And who else? The little sniper dude. Well, I use that one to snipe, but the optic glint is kind of insane in this game, so it doesn't really help at all. But whatever. Like, in general, I'm gonna tell you guys some pointers, okay? So going by mode, All Out Warfare feels to me like a free-to-play game. Like somebody tried to mimic Battlefield and they came up with this. Whether you like the game or not, that is for you to decide. I'm not gonna say that the game is bad. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's Battlefield. It just does not feel that way for me. Maybe you guys feel differently, but it just does not feel that way for me. The beta, I said that I was excited for this game, and I genuinely was, but something in this game does not feel right. It feels off to me. So I don't know. Just give me your opinions for yourself. I've used a couple weapons, from the AR to the SMG to the marksman, which is my favorite, and then the sniper rifle, which I also really like. The SMG is kind of overpowered, I'm not gonna lie. It has no recoil whatsoever, so I think that's what I'm gonna be using mostly. I used the assault rifle, but I'm not a big fan. But overall, the game is not bad, okay? It just feels like a free-to-play experience to me. Portal seems to be way better, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I wanted to play Battlefield 3, I would probably be playing Battlefield 3 on the original game, not on here. I mean, it's cool that you get, remastered maps, I guess, and remastered Battlefield 1942 and all of that, which I never played. But I don't know, like, I'm not really impressed we'll see how everything turns out in the future. I'm sure they're gonna make a lot more things, but you know, we'll see. So here are the thoughts from random people on Battlefield 2042 so far. Okay, the first one says, love the gunplay and everything, but something feels off with the maps. I think they are just way too big and feel empty a lot of times. I feel like I'm on a road trip, running for so long between flags. This is also my complaint, but otherwise I love the game. So again, I think the maps are a big problem because they're just way too open, way too far away from the points. You know, for example, A, B, and C are pretty far away, like substantially far away, and there's no way you get to from A to C unless you go through B, right? And it just takes forever, and that's not the case in, for example, Battlefield 4, where you could go from A to F pretty quickly. Like, it was, you could just cut across the map, right? You could flank pretty much, and you could be by F even if your spawn was by A. Like, that's how the maps were designed. These are more like operations where it's like layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. Just my opinion. But let's move on to the next one. If anybody says it's good, they are disappointed. Battlefield fanboys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am pretty disappointed because my expectations were a little higher than this. Portal amazing. Specialists ruined the game for Battlefield 2042. Maps are too big for 128 players. They're basically running or driving simulator maps. Tanks and helicopters are overpowered. UI for weapon attachments are terrible. Hit detection is meh. Not much team play due to specialists. So I agree with a couple things. Again, the map's way too big. Even though I'm on PlayStation 4, the maps feel way too big for me, and apparently this player is playing with 128 players and the map still feels a little too big for him. So, you know, I think the maps need to change the way they get designed moving forward. Okay, a couple of these are about crossplay, but I kind of understand that one, where old generation cannot play with PC and stuff like that. Let's see what else. Love it. Specialists are better balanced than I thought. I sort of agree with that. Most maps feel really good. I disagree heavily with that. Gunplay is really good, but not that easy without attachments. I disagree with that. I don't think you need attachments. Everything I hoped it would be. I absolutely love it. My favorite map is definitely Kaleidoscope. Okay, let's see. Where are the casual modes like TDM or Domination? Not everyone likes the big modes. Again, I think it's an issue of the maps being way too big. Like, if the maps were a little smaller, and I know that sounds kind of crazy because it's Battlefield, right? You know, the bigger the better, but in this case, it's just like there's too much unused space, in my opinion. The specialists are awful. The maps are enormous and not in a good way. Servers seem laggy at times. In Hazard Zone, I played 3 games in 45 minutes. Took far too long to load. Okay, let's see. Again, crossplay complaints. A lot better than what the beta was. I disagree with that to an extent. Very promising. Not a fan of the specialists though, and the bloody AI characters need to go. Especially in Hazard Zone, they are more toxic than real players. Okay, that's funny. From what I played so far, I would say the game feels generic. I agree with that. Maps have minimal cover like kaleidoscope, poor optimization, slide shows you down like Battlefield 1's, no server browser, that's true, no stat tracking, no scoreboard, poor audio mixing, sound effects like an indie shooter. I don't know about that one. The game just feels like a free-to-play game to me. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just the way it feels to me. So you can keep going and going. People are just not happy. So let's read the last one. Actually, two more. Well, three more. I saw three. I think these three are pretty cool. Pros, arts, on the field, accessory wheel. Cons, visibility, specialists, unpolished, no server browser, maps are too big. Next one, it says performance is great and it's clear that it's strong advancement from the beta, barely any bugs, and the gameplay is great. Looking forward to playing it more. And the last one, meh. It feels like a fake Battlefield. If someone gave it to me and said it was made by some small dev team from a random company inspired by Battlefield, I would be none the wiser. I agree with that. Again, it just feels like they tried to copy Battlefield, but it's just not Battlefield, even though it is Battlefield, you know what I mean? So I don't know. The last thing that I do want to say is I am excited. Nah, not excited, but I am hopeful that season 1 changes the game up a little bit, gives it a little more life, because I'm gonna be honest, I really don't feel like playing this game at all. Like, it's just way too generic in my opinion. And again, it is just my opinion. Just my opinion. Let me know yours down in the comments. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all next time if you stick around.